Everyone, and welcome to another live watch long show on Forward to a podcast. My name is Ozzy, and I'm your host for this evening. We are set to watch another game in the knockout stages as Belgium face Senegal. So the game is just about to kick off. I can hear the countdown in the crowd. Five, four, three, two, one. There we go. Kickoff has begun now. So let's have a look at the lineups and see who is starting for both teams. In terms of Belgium, they're playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. Courtois in goal. You've got the Kuiper at left back, Castagno on the right, and they've got Michele and Fiete in your defense. And then you've got Vanaken and Tielemans in your double pivot. And then you've got Doku on the right, Trossard on the left, Kevin De Bruyne through the middle in the number 10 role. And then you've got the Catalara playing up top. And for Senegal, who are playing a 4-3-3 formation, they've got Diao in goal, they've got Jacobs and Niakate, Sis and Diatta on that right hand side. Then they've got uh, Idris Gueye, Papagay, and Diarra in your midfield three. And then you've got Sane, Ismail Assar leading the line, and you've got Ndai on the right hand side. So no Lamine Kamara, which I'm a little bit disappointed about, as I was excited to watch him play today. But he makes it to the bench. Yes, he does. So yeah, let's see how the game will unfold in terms of my prediction. Oof, two very evenly matched teams there. I don't think one is superior to the other. I'm gonna go for Senegal. I think Senegal will just about nick it. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Senegal. So that is my prediction for tonight's fixture. Just gonna go through some of the comments here as we watch the game. Um, Ozzy said, bro, Ozzy, the atmosphere around my city for the England game was insane. Your people were melting in the Georgia heat, bro. I can only imagine. It must be absolutely baking out there. Liverpool 67, big up. It says, what time is kickoff? The kickoff has just begun. It's a 9 o'clock kickoff. So we're in the third minute at the minute. So yeah, it's just started. So yeah, feel free to watch the game now and we can have a chit chat whilst the game is being played. I think Belgium nick it in extra time. Was it okay? So Ozan's rooting for Belgium today at extra time. I really hope it's in normal time. I'm not sure if I can sit through extra time penalties. Of course, I'm gonna have to if it is, but I feel like they should have just done it where it's straight to penalties. No one needs to play extra time. I just feel like it's just unnecessary workout for the players who are already knackered as it is. I feel like they should have just done a different kind of format and just gone straight to penalties. That would have made a lot more sense, in my opinion. But hey, here we are. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like it's a full house in Seattle as well. This is where the game is being played. Ozzy in the comments says extra time calling Ozzy's name again. I hope not. Ozzy will be for anyone to score goals. At this stage, yeah, I'm a neutral, so I'm just hoping that someone gets the goals today. So yeah, as long as we can get a winner within the 90, I'm all for it. To be honest with you. But Ozzy, you said nobody would be doing big business while the World Cup is taking place. Tottenham, sorry, Tonali to Tottenham. I saw something that popped up on my feed, but I didn't read it through. Is that generally true? Let me quickly have a read online and how further down it is. Oh my God, they've agreed a deal worth up to £100 million. So that's Mateus Fernandez and Tonali and a combined fee of around 185 million. Wow. Where on earth did they get that money from? That's my first question. Because that is a lot of money to spend on two players. As a duo, it's a very interesting combination. I can't deny that. I'm not going to sound like a hater, but I actually think that's a very good combo. You've got two players that I would say are probably deep playmakers, but I think in this team, I would assume that Tonali is the one that is the player that plays the deepest. So he's protector of the back line. And then you've got Mateus Fernandez as the box to box, or it'll be one on the other. They are quite similar, to be fair, but maybe that's what De Zerbi wants. He wants two similar profiles in the double pivot, and then you have a number 10 in front who can play with a bit more freedom as he has two midfielders to protect him as he makes those mazy runs. So it's a very interesting selection in terms of the transfers and the player profile that they've gone with. So yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued by what Tottenham are doing. It's very, very interesting. But yeah, they are definitely making moves. Don't know where they're getting their money from. They just about survived with Premier League status, but it looks like they've hit the lotto somehow. So wasn't say Robbo Van Heck to Tonali, bro. Yeah, Robbo for free transfer. Smart experience signing there. Then you got Van Heck, who I think they paid over the odds, but still a Premier League proven defender there. And Mateus Fernandez. I saw a video of Troy Deeney on Talksport that was pretty much trying to say that it's a waste of money as Mateus Fernandez has a record of back-to-back relegations, first with Southampton, then West Ham. So it doesn't bode well in terms of his mentality. But as a player and as a talent, you can't deny his quality, in my opinion. But have they paid over the odds for that one as well? Yes. I don't think Mateus Fernandez is worth 85 million. I think tops 60 million. I wouldn't have gone higher than that. But yeah, when you get that kind of offer, you can't really blame anyone for accepting those sort of deals, isn't it? So yeah, interesting to see what happens. Catalan on the ball. Can you shoot? It took way too long to shoot there. A little bit surprised by Belgium's selection, to be fair. To play the Catalan, who, respectively is a decent player, but he ain't no striker. Well, they would have gone for a bit more firepower up top. Lukaku came on in one of the earlier games in the group stages, and he pretty much immediately had an instant impact with a goal. Or it ended up being an own goal, but it was because of his presence and his ability to try and tackle, or should I say, slide in to get the end of that ball, is what got him that goal in the end. So yeah, bit of surprise on that one, to be fair. But saying FSU should be matching them ban for penalty. We have 21 to win in it. Yeah, you'd expect them to go ban for ban. But look, I'll be honest with you. I think Tottenham, because they're under a new regime at the minute, I think with new owners or owners that have a higher percentage at the club, they have a bit more say in terms of what needs to be done in terms of the recruitment side. But they're paying over the odds. Yeah, and look, if Liverpool don't want to compete with that, I kind of get it to an extent because those prices are ludicrous. And the thing is with Liverpool right now, we have a lot of positions that need to be addressed. So we're not just here to sign one or two players. We need to sign a good few players, if I'm being honest with you. So let's see, what happens to Liverpool. I'm positive that Liverpool will do the right type of business. It's just a matter of time, I guess, in terms of when we do that. Too much action going on in the game so far today. All in the comments here. So you're saying Tottenham opening their wallet is the same as somebody spending 10K for England versus DR Congo tickets? Exactly that. We all know they're getting ripped off to some extent, isn't it? So of course you don't fault anyone because we're all passionate football fans, but yeah, 10K for a ticket for England versus DR Congo is a bit nuts if you ask me. Oh, good cross. Oh, he's has he scored? He's missed. Was that Ismail Assar? It's because it's not Liverpool that he's playing against. If it was Liverpool, 100% would have scored in that scenario. He's a funny character because whenever I see him play against another team that isn't Liverpool, he's not highly focused and seems to have erratic moments in him. But with Liverpool, he's so refined and so polished. He looks like a world beater whenever he faces us. So yeah, quite annoying to see that. Should have scored. Should have buried it. Should be 1-0 to Senegal right now. He bears that challenge for his Anfield. Exactly, 100% Ozan. He definitely turns up when it's Liverpool. And it doesn't even matter what shirt he's representing because he would do that the same when he was at Watford, at Crystal Palace as well. So yeah, very annoying character, if you ask me. Mine on the ball. Cuts in. And Jai. Also in the comments says Aussie bro, England go to Azteca to play Mexico. I think that was the fixture that they played over the years, isn't it? In the 90 World Cup, I think. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting encounter. Have you seen the riots and fighting and looting there? England fans need to be careful. I haven't seen it, to be fair, bloody hell. Okay. Yeah, when you come into a different person's backyard, you have to make sure, you abide by the rules or just the way people are. Just got to be respectful in your surroundings. Can't treat like, you're you're the man everywhere you go. So yeah, hopefully the England fans are well behaved, don't get involved in silly shenanigans because it doesn't bode well for them, but also puts themselves in a lot of danger. Three people died last time after the game there, Aussie against bloody hell, against Ecuador. That is crazy. Yeah. Rest in peace to those three individuals, but yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Why would Tenali choose Tottenham? I'm still trying to register that news there. Of course, I don't want to sound and state the obvious financially. Yes, we all know that, but it can't just be financially. Tottenham aren't competing in the European football. They're not anywhere near that level, to be honest with you. Of course, they've got a good coach in De Zerbi, which will definitely be interesting in terms of the profile or the brand of football that they'll play next season. All shot there from Idris Gay. No real power in that shot, unfortunately. Also seeing rumors about PSG signing or in pursuit of signing Junior Krupi from Bournemouth, which makes sense because they've just sold Conchalo Ramos. So they don't really have that striker profile. But if he was to join there, I don't think he'd get game time. So yeah, they're doing a lot right now. They're doing a lot. Ismail Sabari signs for Bayern Munich. That's been looming around for quite a few weeks now. What a player he is. I remember when PSV beat us, what was it 4-1, 5-1? I've kind of tried to get that out of my memory, but yeah, it was a big scoreline to say the least. And he was unstoppable. He was really good in that game. So yeah, not surprised that he gets the move because he's always looked like a talented player whenever I've seen him play. Jake is officially a Liverpool player today as well, which is huge and positive news for us. Mine on the ball to Diatta. Bro, it's the London factor. I agree, it is a London factor. That was definitely something that I thought of. Of course, Mateus Fernandez, he's already residing in London, so for him, it's like he doesn't need to move around too much. Tonali, of course, nothing wrong with living in Newcastle, but it's definitely a factor for. It's normally a factor when a player is joining from abroad that they're thinking, oh, is it London? Is that the capital? Yeah, I'm gonna pick a team that plays there, if that makes sense. Because Fernandez has chosen Tottenham over United, and Tonali, is it the same or United? I think Arsenal were close to signing him. I don't know if Arsenal presented a strong bid or interest. I think they've switched their attention to Guimaraes. I doubt Newcastle are going to sell Tonali and Guimaraes in the same window. Ozan says, I've been to all three cities, Liverpool, Newcastle, and London. So many more features and amenities living in London. as you know. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, I feel like when you're a footballer, you don't want to be distracted by those sort of aspects of a city. You know, you're not going to be out and about too much, or you shouldn't be anyway. And I feel like you're better off being in a place where it's a bit more low key, so you can just concentrate on your football and also your family in an area where it's not too congested in terms of people, but each their own. So yeah, I get it. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'd rather live in a random place in the UK than London. Of course, I'm from London, so I'm always gonna have a preference to say London in that scenario. But yeah, let's see. It's an interesting one. It's not just the players; these are families are big factors. I hear that, but I feel like it depends on the club as well. Because, for example, if Liverpool were targeting a South American player in this scenario, I think they would favor a move to Liverpool because they know there's people within the squad or within the staff or you know people that work at the club. I'm not even just talking about players. I'm talking about coaches and the physios and the tea lady, everyone. You know that you can settle in very quickly, and that plays a huge part for when someone joins and they've got like a fellow compatriot and all that sort of stuff. So, it definitely plays a role. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like you need to be living in London, if that makes sense. Of course, for the families, I think that might be a stronger factor because if you've got a missus and she's like, I don't want to live in Birmingham, I want to live in London, then you understand that viewpoint. But yeah, it's interesting. I get it. I'm not gonna act oblivious to it. I do understand. But I feel like once you're a footballer, you've got a job to do. It's about finding the right club for your career, and of course, financial plays a big role. This is why I don't say anything when people join Saudi Arabia, because I'm like, look, if I was in their situation, I would 100% take a move to Saudi Arabia. You're literally getting your retirement fund early in your life or early in your career, so you have to think about life after football. And why not? You've secured the future of your family for generations if you're able to earn tons and tons of money by just playing football in a specific location. So for me, location plays a part, but at the same time, I feel like some players need to be more wary in terms of what club they join. Because like Tonali and Fernandez going over to Tottenham, if Tottenham have a poor season, I don't see anyone bidding the same amount of money or more to acquire those players. And I doubt Tottenham will try and sell them for cheap either. So they're pretty much committed to the cause, and it depends how long their contracts are. If they're like 6-year contracts, then yeah, they're there for a long time. Unless, Real Madrid want to sign one of those players and are willing to spend big. It doesn't generally happen in that way. But yeah, you never know. Imagine Ozzy moved to Exeter. I've never been Exeter, so I have no idea what it's even like over there. So I won't be disrespectful because I have no idea. I can't really speak from experience. Bonkers, big up Bonkers says, uh, Mozumana, Torre, Goncha, Newcastle. Bloody hell, everyone's doing business and leaving us behind, isn't it? Let's have a look. How much is he going for? What's the agreed fee? I see the Athletic saying that it's been agreed. Oh, Senegal have just scored. Go on. And who's the goal scorer? in Diarra, who reacts perfectly and is ahead of the game as no one was anywhere near him. Scores from close range to give his nation the lead 1-0 to Senegal. One can say 50 million. Yeah, I'm looking at the article right now from the Athletic. Might be worth me going on Twitter quickly because I'll get the news. That's crazy. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm not just saying it because he's not joining Liverpool. I think he's decent, but I don't think he'll be a world beater at Newcastle. I feel like he's very quick, he's very agile, but I see him as quite lightweight. I feel like he will struggle in the Premier League. So that's when Liverpool are linked with him. I've kept that same energy. If you look at my older shows, you'll see that I haven't been praising a lot about the player. He's talented, but I think for Premier League football, I think he'll struggle. So let's see, if I'm correct on that observation. But it's not something that I'm gonna be too disappointed about in terms of Newcastle signing a player. I think we got the better player in Victor Munoz, to be fair, and they've had to pay 15 million more, so I wouldn't be losing too much sleep over that. Belgium golden generation gonna end with zero achievements. Yeah, it is. And this current team, I don't like the look of this Belgium team. I don't know what it is. They've got a lot of experienced players on the bench, but I'm just a bit confused as to why. Firstly, they're playing De Catelara as a striker. You've got Lukaku on the bench. Play him. Or if you want an unconventional type of forward, go for Fernandez Pardo. He plays as a striker for Lille. I feel like he's more of a left winger, but why not utilize him and play him in that sort of position? That's what I would do in this scenario. Just give me a second. My headphones just let loose. Okay, hydration break. Might as well hydrate myself as well in this scenario. Is there any Liverpool news today that you guys have seen online? I'm gonna have a look myself. I don't feel like we've got any much updates in regards to potential signings or anything of that nature. Wonder how Newcastle feeling about signing Traore. He's a decent player, but I don't know. I don't think he's suited for the league personally, but that's just my opinion. Oliver Glasner to Nottingham Forest. That's a bit of a back of seven. I don't mean to be disrespectful there. I feel like Alice had a good thing going on there between the coach and the team. Don't know why he's left it. Maybe he jumped the gun and thought he was going to get a good managerial position elsewhere. I think he's going to regret that one. I think Palace they had a good foundation built there. He's winning trophies there, and a very much settled team. He's going over to Nottingham Forest where they've sold one of their best players in Elliot Anderson. Of course, they've got the funds, but they need to address that position and they need to address other areas in the squad. Archie Gray, I see him being linked to the move to Newcastle, who in fact had a bid rejected by Tottenham. Van Dijk being linked to a move to Galatasaray. They're just taking a piss now, aren't they? Oh, we've got a pitch invader at the minute. Odin said FSG need to go ahead and do a double purchase of Ayub Wadi and Bradley Jean Manuel Solissima Adobakolazi. That would be the dream scenario. Can't lie. I would love to see Liverpool sign both of those players. Not saying we can't do it, but we'll have to wait and see. I just feel like we're in the dark in terms of what the club wants to do from a business standpoint. Munoz deal came out of nowhere, so we might get those type of transfers occurring a little bit more than normal this summer. So let's see. But those two profiles definitely would be interesting for me. Bonks not nothing much on Liverpool except all Irola staff in at Liverpool. Okay, so they're all coming from Bournemouth. That's good. That's a bit of stability there for the coach. We could try it from Doku. Doku, nah, Doku can't be diving like that. He's probably getting booked for it, isn't he? Oh, I wonder if I was about to bring out a card there. That was clearly a dive. Watch this. Yeah, it's a dive. Great for the Olympics, but not at the World Cup. Can't be doing that. Come on now. Indy giving us a bit of hope that Liverpool haven't walked away from the Diomande deal. So keep a close eye on that situation. Look, I think it's done. Don't know what he's trying to do here. He's obviously trying to get a few more extra likes and retweets and all that sort of stuff. Diomande has made his mind. It's clear that he wants to join PSG. That's his aim, that's his ambition. So let him do his thing. I feel like we need to walk away and concentrate on ourselves now. Ozzy says, random question, Ozzy, have you ever gone and watched Wimbledon, the tennis in SW19? No, no, I've never watched uh, a game at Wimbledon in terms of actually being at the courts. No, never done it. I would like to do it. It would be an interesting experience. I'm not the biggest fan of tennis. I think growing up, I would have a bit more awareness in terms of who's around in terms of the best players and all that sort of stuff. I don't really follow it as such, but 100%, I would love to experience it one day. Seems like it's an interesting place to be, especially when it's a nice sunny day in London. I feel like it is a nice occasion. So yeah, maybe one day I'll go over there. I'm thinking of planning a trip next year in 27. Oh, nice. Definitely give it a try. I'm not sure in terms of how much tickets are. I would assume they're quite pricey as well, especially if it's at Court One, for example. But yeah, if you're planning on doing a visit, that would be definitely one to do, especially if you're coming in the summer. That'd be a nice activity for you to enjoy. De Bruyne, unable to thread it through there. Mane, I still haven't seen the England goals. I know they've won, so I was keeping count of the score, but I actually haven't seen any of the highlights, so that's something I'll be doing at halftime. Mane on the ball. Twindai. Jacobs, the left back. Gay, can he shoot? No, he can't. He's holding his leg. I don't think he's injured. You have to wait play on there. Mane with the shot. Not enough power in the end, straight at the keeper. I was says can't be more than 690. Never know. With all of this inflated prices these days, you can't rule it out. Let me have a quick search. Let's pretend I'm actually going to Wimbledon this weekend. Ticket price. Let's see how much they're worth. So let's go for centre court, for example. So we're in the 1st of July right now. So in the next few days, the tickets are 220 quid. So in dollars, I think that's let's see, about 290. So yeah. Yeah, so not as expensive as that, but still pricey for tennis, if I'm being honest with you. Kane said England, that's all there is to it. I was like, yeah, I know he scored a brace. I heard he scored an unbelievable goal, but I want to see it for myself. So yeah, I'll definitely watch the highlights during the halftime break. DR Congo had them on the ropes until Kane had some clutch moments. Yeah, I heard that they scored that of course Congo scored the opening goal, and that was always going to be a difficult game. I don't feel like why people underestimated Congo, and they're always going to make a fight from it as well. But yeah, England progress, and they will be facing, as you mentioned, Ozan, Mexico in the next round. Not as bad as I thought, 290. Yeah, 290 is roughly. So I don't know in terms of seating. That's just an overview in terms of the tickets. But of course, if you're sitting in certain spots, it might be increased based on how close you are, I guess, to the action, I guess. Let me go on a website where you can actually try and buy tickets. So let's see. Let's say I'm going tomorrow. I'm on. Okay. Let's say I'm going on my own. Oh, wait, I can't. That's rude. I can't even buy a ticket for my own. You have to buy in pairs. All right, let's just say two. All right. Do you know what? It's a lot more expensive, Ozan. Um, as you can imagine, a lot of the tickets are sold out. So I'm on Viagogo, which is another trusted ticket website, and there's two sections that are available. One is 1.5K, and the one is 2.5K. So it is more expensive than the 690 ticket that we were mentioning earlier on. I think the website I was looking at earlier on is just an overview, and it would be it's not based on demand or anything like that. It was just an overview of what the prices are going to range in. But once you get closer to an event, the 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 inflation of those prices definitely are presented in that regard. So yeah, so it's quite expensive. Of course, if you're planning for next year, then you can kind of plan ahead and try and get the tickets as soon as they go on sale. But if you were to go tomorrow, like if you lived here and you wanted to go tomorrow, that's the kind of range you're paying for, which is yeah, absolutely wild. And for someone that doesn't follow tennis as in myself, I wouldn't pay that kind of money. That's like a McAllister signing, yeah. Um, inflation is everywhere, and you know, listen, in the UK, it's high, very, very high. Like, kid you know, I bought a few things from the supermarket. It cost me £50. Like, literally, milk, bread, eggs, a fruit, and a few bits and bobs, £50. Like that, like that's just outrageous. So that's just I'll give you a small example there. But everything else is overly priced. But yeah, so inflation is not just in specific places; it's all over the world, unfortunately. Excuse me. 100 million for Tenali. Crazy. Crazy work right there. Lucky on the ball for Belgium. What on earth was that shot? Did it hit on his standing leg or that get deflected? That was a weird looking shot. Let me have a look at the replay. Fuck, it hit his weaker foot. Oh, it got a deflection. I thought it ended up hitting his left foot. It looked really bizarre from this angle. Played, I guess, enough to take the pace off the ball there. 60 pounds, like £100 for us. Oh damn. Yeah. That's a big gap, isn't it? I remember the time I went to New York like years ago. How long ago did I go? It was probably like 18 years ago, maybe something along those lines. And the pound was a lot stronger at the time. Literally, I would buy certain types of clothing in America would be $50, but in pounds it would be like half the price. It would be like 20, £25. So yeah, I can say that I was definitely went on a bit of a shopping spree when I was there at the time. But yeah, now so it's a wrap. It's not that kind of price range at all. Look at unnecessary dance moves in it. Yeah, I feel like in that moment he could have just been a bit more direct with the shot. But yeah, just went a bit one step ahead or one step over into what needed to be done there. This Belgian team are so boring to watch. Senegal are a bit more direct, especially in the final thirds, whereas Belgium, I don't know what's going on with them, to be fair. There's no real tempo to their game, no movement in the front line. Everything's very static and predictable. Reminds me of Liverpool of last season. That's the kind of brand of football they're playing. Arne Slot's not the manager, is he? Like literally, they're playing slot ball right now. Senegal on the counter again, and they can they find someone? They can't, or he can, but slice shot there from DR, I think it was. Palestra to Chelsea is also official now. Interesting signing. Well, it's an unrelated game, Aussie, but quick prediction on the Australia or Aussie as they were in versus Egypt game. I'd go with Egypt on that one. Just feel like they're a bit more solid as a team. But I need to check this player out. There's a player there who we've been linked with, and I've forgotten his name now. Let me quickly have a look at the squad. He's a centre back, and he's making waves in terms of his performances so far in the World Cup. Let me try and get his name. I could be wrong, but I believe he's a boyhood red as well. I think he supports Liverpool. So where is he? What is his name? Lucas Harrington. That is the defender. Someone that I'd like to keep an eye on. We've been linked to him. 18 years of age, central defender. Plays for the Colorado Rapids. So he's based in MLS at the minute. So maybe you'll know a bit about him. Also, if you follow MLS. Ozzy has clients all over the world. Damn, yeah, he's a player that I think mainly from the World Cup. I wasn't too familiar with him before, but yeah, he's definitely made a name for himself and has generated quite a bit of interest. So let's see, if he gets a yeah, 18 years of age, 6'7", exactly. I think one of our new signings is of similar build as well. Ndukwe. So we've signed the Austrian defender, uh, Ifeanyi Ndukwe. I believe he's of similar height as well. He's 6'6", and he is 18. He turned 18 in March. So we've already got that kind of profile. And that's another reason why I think we might not get a centre back. And I'm not saying this Ndukwe guy is gonna come in and be the guy immediately. I think, and I said this months ago. I'm sure you'll remember as well as then when we confirmed the deal for Jacquet. I said straight away that is the Konate replacement because at the time I didn't think Konate was gonna stay. Then there was a bit of glimmer of hope when he did the interview in the mix zone area, but after that, of course we know what's happened there. He's gone over to Real Madrid. So also Jacquet was his replacement. And I think Ndekwe is going to be another player that's just going to be added to the squad. So we'll have five centre backs in the first team. There's also another player in our under 21s from Senegal as well. Um, he goes by the name, what's his name? more talent than that's his name. So yeah, he is a very interesting player. Very, very interesting player. Left-footed centre back, big, strong. I mean, he's probably a similar height as well in that regard. So yeah, one for the future. So let's see what happens. But I feel like maybe we're not going to be in for a centre back unless someone becomes available. If I was Liverpool, I would still sign another centre. And I would say go for an experienced centre back rather than a young one. But let's see what Liverpool do in this window. I wouldn't say right footed, but prefer LCB. Well, he could be the successor to Van Dijk. Of course, that's a huge boost to field there. But it could be that understudy player that does that. But we've got Leone, who can also play that role. We've got Jake now, who's probably going to play more right side, I think. So it could be a combination of Van Dijk, Jake, and then you've got Leone and Joe Gomez, and then maybe Nduke takes that fifth centre back position for us because he will be playing in pre-season. So it's not just a name that I've mentioned in terms of us having a youth player. He will be part of the first team pre-season um, team or squad from what I've heard. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. But that's half time. It's uh, maybe I should stop my clock there. Belgium nil, Senegal 1. Not surprised. I think Belgium have been quite poor, to be fair. A bit flat-footed. No real desire or urgency in their game. Whereas Senegal have shown more drive, more determination, and Indian have a goal to represent their efforts there. So not a surprise there for me. Let's see what the second half presents for us. I'm sure it'll be more of the same. I'm expecting Senegal to score another goal at least. So what we'll do, we'll take a short break, and once we return, we can discuss the game that's in front of us, but also talk other football-related stuff, including Liverpool and transfers and all that jazz. So I'm gonna get myself a drink. I'll see you guys very, very shortly. Mm. Apologies, guys. I have to have a quick bite before we're back live. I did see, I think it was Ndai that had a shot for Senegal. So I'm interested to see, what they do. Go on, Ndai. He's a talented player. If only he wasn't an Everton player, I could, if he played for another Premier League team, for example, I think we would have been in the market for him. So talented and can play on both wings so effectively as well. Very talented player, but I don't think Everton would want to do any business with us, to say the least. What a goal that was from Ismail Assar. As I said, bloody Titans, Belgium. Yeah, it looks like it. The Belgian fans look distraught in the crowd. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised. I've been so less impressed by this Belgium team. They've got nothing about them, no quality in terms of the way they play, the setup, the identity. I feel like I'm talking about slot. It really has that kind of comparison for me. Good control. Look, you got to rate the player there. Great chested control. That was a beautiful touch there. And then the volley, bang. Real pace, real power. It was that chested control that made that goal. Off balance, but still smashed it in. Half Courtois. Excuse me, no chance for Courtois there. Belgium on the definition of washed. That's what it feels like. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, I don't mean to be disrespectful, especially if you're supporting Belgium, but I'm sure you guys would agree as well that this is not the level of Belgium that we've seen over the years. But it's a team in transition. They've got a lot of players coming through. But I'm just a bit surprised by the team selection. I really am. You know, I'm probably going to repeat myself. The Catalara, you know, playing today makes no sense. I know he's been substituted now, and they've got Lukaku up top. But why isn't that by default? Why isn't Lukaku the main striker? I know he hasn't played in recent times because he picked up an injury, but he's still your best striker. You gotta play him that physical presence. You're not gonna find that anywhere else. And even looking at the squad, the likes of Openda's not there. He would have been a viable option. Apologies, guys. Let's have a quick bite. Others said, Aussie, can an African nation ever win the World Cup? I don't see why not. If so, which nation is the closest right now? Right now, I think it's Morocco. I think Morocco have such a great team. Imagine if they had Lamine Kamara, Lamine Yamal. Sorry, um, of course he's of Moroccan descent. I feel like he just brings that extra X factor. If he was playing for the Moroccan national team, but I would say Morocco. I feel like they've got everything in their team. They're tactically very good. They're physically a dominant team as well. They are a team that has a lot of technical and skillful players, especially on the flanks, and they've got natural flair as well. So they've got the right ingredients within the squad. They've got a bit of everything. I feel like that's what makes them a complete team. So I would say Morocco in that regards. You've gone for the same, you say Morocco as well. So yeah, I think Morocco are definitely a team that could surprise many, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went far in this tournament. If they were to win, that would be amazing. It would be because there's so much negativity around African nations and African footballers that it would be a slap on a lot of people's faces if that was to occur. So I'll be rooting for Morocco or any African team that goes through in that regards. But in terms of the teams that we currently have, I think Moroccan team looks like the very much strongest African team and a team that could go all the way. I truly believe that. Ismail Assar on the counter. Oh, Belgium have made a couple of substitutions. Let's see who they brought on. I know De Bruyne came off, Doku as well. Looking back here, he's someone that should have played a long time ago. He's a player that can play up top, but can also play on the right wing. Whatever happened to the other guy? Bakayoko. Great for PSV, ends up signing for Red Bull Leipzig, and I guess Diomande took his position, isn't it, in the team, and has kind of gone quiet now. Maybe he needs to move away from the club this season, or this summer, I should say. And Nicholas Raskin has come on. I'm not too familiar with Raskin. Good control from Lukaku. Oh, great turn there. Go shoot. Oh, look back here, showing more than what anyone has produced all game. Literally direct. Put Jacobs to the ground there with ease. Just not sure why this manager's so negative with his team selection. They clearly have talent on the bench. Why are you not playing your best players? And that's the issue I get with coaching nowadays is that they have an ideology into how they want their teams to play. And if you don't fit the mode, you're excluded. And it doesn't matter how great you are as a player. I feel like the best coaches are the ones where they get the best out of the squad. They utilize everyone's strengths and they combine it as a team. That's what the best coaches do. If that means you have a different formation because you have more centre backs or you have more wing backs, you play a back three, for example. If you've got two top strikers, you play a strike force of two strikers. You adapt to that sort of surroundings. But these tactics are like, okay, if Belgium were winning, it's a different scenario, but they're not winning. They're not competing. They're not doing anything right now. So you're being looked quite silly right now, where the subs have come on and they've had an instant impact already. So the fans will be saying, why have you not played these players from the beginning? Why are they only coming on 1 hour into the game? So these will be the questions that Belgian fans will have. But yeah, that's the thing that annoys me about coaching nowadays. Lukaku, pass it left for Lukubakio. Minus feeling the effect of that challenge there. There's a clash of knees, isn't it? Nothing too crazy. Is it a yellow card? I wouldn't quite say it's a yellow card. It might be because of the defender might have done a recurrent amount of fouls there. But that challenge itself wasn't a yellow card, I don't think. He's in a lot of pain though, isn't he? Yeah, clash of knees, that can be quite sore. De Bruyne looks disappointed in himself at the minute. I know he's not to blame in terms of why Belgium are not competing, but I don't know. I feel like there is a lot of talent out there. There's all young players coming through in the Belgian league, for example. Why weren't they given an opportunity? There's a player that plays for Anderlecht. I'm sure he's of Belgian nationality. I'm gonna quickly check. His name's Nathan the Cat. So yeah, he's Belgium. Is he in the squad? He's not in the squad. 17, I know, quite young, but he is an immense talent. So someone like that would have had a huge impact um on their situation right now. Got a few comments here from Ozan. Ozzy, is Rayan worth it? Yes. That's on the basis that we can't get Yandy Monday. I think they're both worth it, if I'm being honest with you. And that's what me just being slightly petty because we missed out on the target. He's not worth it anymore. And I'm saying, the other person is. I think both are worth it. I think they're the two players that I've seen that have a very high ceiling. And if you're saying they're worth it, are you referring to their release clause? Because the release clause is 130 million pounds. I don't think no one's worth that price, if I'm being honest with you. But he's the best young prospect out there that can have an instant impact in our Liverpool team. So it's a tricky one. I don't think he's worth 100 million. I don't think he's worth that price, but he's very talented. And I'm just going off based on the market because the market is absolutely outrageous. We've been speaking about Tonali and Mateus Fernandez, two very good players, but let's be honest, they're not worth that kind of price range. And then again, no player in this current age is worth the transfer valuation, in my opinion. The market just gone mad due to the revenue that's been generated and TV rights and all sorts. So no, he's not worth it. But Liverpool are in the market for a right winger, so therefore I think we will have to spend big. And very silly of us to reveal our class in terms of letting the world know that we were going to pay 100 mil for Diomande. So now everyone's price has increased if we show interest. So that's the annoying thing from a Liverpool standpoint. I think it's a Brazilian tax. And not quite Brazilian tax. I think it's just very smart of Bournemouth. They knew what they were doing. When they signed him, they knew they've got a top talent there. They paid about 20 odd million for him, or 2025, I think it was. So they already knew that there's a player with real potential. So it was only a matter of time that he was going to generate interest from the bigger clubs. That's why they've inside the release clause from next year. I don't think they were envisioning to have an impact immediately, but he has, and he's been fantastic for Bournemouth. So much so that they are currently undefeated in the league. So let's see, what happens with Rayan. I feel like he would be the natural target for that right wing position with him being left footed. But it's going to be interesting what Liverpool do. because we're gonna have to spend big now, and I don't think that was the plan. I think we were probably planning to sign about two, three wingers. For me. That would have been the ideal solution for me. Sign three wingers. Munoz is one, then you would have got a Diomande and a Barcola. That would have been three, and I think that would have completed our attacking recruits there. And then you focus on the midfield, signing a DM, and then you focus on the right back, and I think we're done. So that would have been five players altogether. But now I don't know what the club stance is. I might be completely wrong. There might still be a plan to sign all of those players or that profile players, as I mentioned. So let's just see, what Liverpool do. Could be the next Robinho. I think Robinho would be a different style of player in comparison to Rayan. Um, if I was to make a comparison, it's a bit of a tricky one because they don't really have a lot of left-footed right wingers over the years. When I was watching a compilation video, they compared him to Adriano, the Inter Milan striker. He's not a striker, so he's not really that type of player. But in terms of build, he's powerful. He's got a lethal left foot. The way he shoots is probably 99 on Pro Evo, like that kind of level of power. But I think in terms of stylistically, it's a bit different in terms of what the comparison would be with like current players or players in the past. They have not really had that sort of profile before. Um, no, no, that's not me. That's not me. That's you got those. I think it's like Brazil Scout, one of those compilation websites. I think, try to do it in that way. But I don't see the comparison myself personally. Different stylistically. Adriano was an absolute beast. As a striker, he was unstoppable. Can't compare Ryan to Baby R9. No, no, no. He's not. He's not. Um, Adriano was pure pace and power. The closest to R9. There it was in terms of profile. Yeah, I think even the comparison that Adriano had to R9, I'm the biggest R9 fan. So for me, I didn't feel like it was justified. But at the same time, I really liked Adriano as a striker. I feel like he was his own type of player. He didn't really share too many similarities with R9. I think the similarities would have been maybe the, the pace. Power, I would say Adriano might have been more powerful, but at the same time, that might just be in terms of physique and physical presence, but no one was able to get the ball off Ronaldo in terms of, pushing him out of the way or anything like that. So for me, Ronaldo is unique, but at the same time, Adriano was a special talent himself as well. Why have I not updated my scoreboard? Terrible, terrible of me there. Let me update there. Apologies to Senegal there. Adriano like rounding the goalkeeper 2 like R9. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But R9 just had every club. When I say club, I'm talking in golf reference. Every type of shot in the locker. Didn't score a lot of headers, but didn't need to. He was so unbelievable on the ball, and of course, the way Brazil played and the way other teams played that he was playing for in terms of club football, they didn't play that high ball anyway, so it didn't really matter. But unbelievable striker. One of my favorites, without a shadow of a doubt, is R9. Probably the favorite player for me if I had to choose one name. R9, one of my favorite players of all time. Amazing player. Fake shooting, then dragging it past the keeper. Yeah. What I enjoyed about R9 was his shooting, where both footed. You wouldn't know if he was left or right footed. Like that's how talented Ronaldo was. Senegal bringing on a player that I really like in Mbaye, the PSG player. I'll tell you something. If we're not able to take Barcola, I would love for us to switch our attentions to Mbaye because he's further down the pecking order at PSG. They're signing so many players, Akuluj, Diomande potentially, Krupi, if you believe the rumors. So where does that put Mbaye in that situation? I know he's 18, 19, but I'd rather sign him if we can't get Barcola. So for me, PSG will have to do some business with us, whether they like it or not. And whether it's for Barcola or Mbaye, we need to be at the table. So I'm hoping, he's someone that's listed in the short list of players. Even at PSV, bro, R9 was demolishing grown men. Pause. Yeah, pause. Indeed. Yeah. and I think he was 17 at the time as well. But he absolutely destroyed the players there. That got him to move to Barcelona. I think he was there at Barcelona for about a year. Wasn't there for a long period of time. Then made a move to Inter, and that's how I came across him. I wasn't watching him for PSV or Barcelona. My attention came when he played for Inter Milan. And yeah, what a player. I know he was in the squad in the 94 World Cup, an unused sub. I think it was 16, 17 at the time. But definitely made his name after that tournament with Inter Milan. Of course, suffered those two horrific knee injuries that would have probably ended most people's careers, but not R9. And the way he got back into playing, the way he did, and showcase his talent, absolutely out of this world. You know how we describe Messi in terms of being an alien? I think R9 is the same. They're from their own planet. They really are. Unbelievable strikers. For me, there's no one even close to R9 or has been close to R9. That's how much I rate him. He was out of this world. But that 94 World Cup trophy is still on his resume, does it? Yes, it is, because he was in the squad. So you don't need to make appearances. It's not like the Premier League where you got to make 10 appearances and then you get a medal. If you're part of the squad, you're part of the squad. You get a medal. And I think he did get a medal at the time as well. So yeah, they won it. Of course, they beat Italy in the final due to Roberto Baggio missing that infamous penalty. But yeah, he does have that, doesn't he? Would have been three in a row, I guess. Of course, 98, whatever happened to him on the lead up to the final. I don't know if it's been officially confirmed what happened, but absolute madness in terms of, I think he was having seizures or something like that. So yeah, crazy scenario. There's all sorts of conspiracies about what happened the evening before. But yeah, it's just one of those where I just wish that he was playing to his capabilities. I don't think he's actually fully fit. He didn't look right on that evening. And yeah, it wasn't to be for Brazil to win the World Cup. But of course, he recouped, went into 2002 and made a name for himself and got the trophy on his own merit, where he actually was the star of the show. So yeah, fully deserved. Ozzy, why has Brazil had such a drought in the World Cup? 2002 is now to now is a long, long wait. Was that their last World Cup? Bloody hell! I didn't realize that. Um, why is that the case? I think that generation of Brazilian players were absolutely elite. Um, absolutely elite. And because of that, they've been going through different transitions. They've always had very talented players. Um, but it's just, I don't know, maybe they haven't performed as a collective, or they don't have players that are, out this world, those type of caliber players. Even the current team right now, it's not an elite team, but they do have a good balance from a tactical standpoint and technical. So yeah, 2002, that's crazy. That's the last time they won it. But they might have an outside chance this time around because they're kind of going under the radar. No one's really speaking about them being potential winners, but they do have a shot, to be fair. Oh, good effort there from looking back here there. Why did they not start this guy, honestly? A great effort there. Just missed the post. Oof, inches. Lovely curl effort there. Oh, loose ball there. Mane to capitalize. Oh, that's a lot close to unlucky there. Oh, Lamine Kamara almost finding and buying that right hand side. Oh, that foul? No. Oh, yes, it is. Free kick to Senegal from close range. Definitely see a cross coming here. I don't see either Jacobs or Lamine Kamara taking a shot from that distance. Not the best of angles either. Senegal the free kick. Headed away by Michele. Terrible pass there from Gay. And by playing left wing right now. I just feel like it's a bit out of position there due to the set piece. Oh, Hajduf in the crowd there. Oh, what was that? Tillemans? Unlucky the effort there. Oh, -3 on goal. Good save by Courtois. Great save there. What's happened there? Offside. Decent effort there from Mane. Oh, my days, Aussie. I just read the last time England played in Africa in the World Cup. It was the infamous Hand of God game by Maradona. Yes, it was. Um, yeah. I think Gary Lineker, who's got a podcast on Netflix, he mentioned that he was, of course, in the team that played against Argentina on that day, and I was at the Azteca, so he's got bad memories, I guess. But it was a, I think they also won during the competition in the earlier fixtures at the Azteca as well. I think he scored a hat trick in that fixture. Um, Good interception there. I think it was Cameroon where he scored a hat trick. I could be wrong, but yeah, he scored a hat trick at the Azteca. Oh, is that a goal? There we go. Lukaku grabs one back for Belgium. Is that a consolation or is that a fight back that's going to occur now with Belgium? Should have started this coach, honestly. Looking back here on Lukaku look like a different level player in comparison to what they had before. Let's have a look at the finish. That's what you call a proper striker right there. On his weaker foot still, but he was still able to guide it towards the goal. Look at that great finish. It's a killer finish right there. Brozy has to do a watch out for that game. Hey, no way Senegal are gonna bottle it. Ozzy doesn't want Bird to equalize. I'm sure of it. I don't. I'd rather this be the final score because this was my prediction earlier in the watch along. I said Senegal would win 2-1 today. So I'd like to be right in that regards, and also I'm able to close the show in the next 5 or so minutes as well. Let's have a look at the World Cup fixtures for the next stage. So it just depends what time that game is. If it's late in the evenings for me, like 9, 10 p.m., I should be able to do the watch. If it's a bit earlier, oh, I'm by a wayward shot there. Anything further will be a bit tricky. I'm just having a look. Oh my God. Um, I don't think I'll be able to do that watching, unfortunately. I've got work on that day. It's 1 a.m. on the early hours of Monday morning. I'm gonna be absolutely knackered. So I don't know if I'll stay up for that one. But let's see the other things. So we've got Canada, Morocco on this Saturday. Okay. Paraguay and France on Saturday. Also got 6 p.m. and then 10 p.m. kick. And then Brazil, Norway. That's one to watch. That might be the fixture I do a watch along for. In terms of staying up for the England and Mexico game, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. No way. Can you believe it? Belgium have just extra time. Oh, Senegal. You lot are punishing me. They are punishing me right now. Wow. What do we do here? What do we do? Can't believe they just got 2 goals in quick succession. No, no one's offside. Tielemans with the header. Is that a foul? Are they reviewing that in terms of Tielemans pushing the defender there? I don't think so. I don't agree with that. But you know, with VAR in this competition, you just never know. Oh, Rudy Garcia thinks he's just produced a masterstroke there. He hasn't. He's a poor coach with poor team selection today. Of course, if they win today, it doesn't really matter. But it's still extra time. FIFA needs to remember to Aussie time. Nah, it's not Aussie time. Rudy Garcia being booked there. I don't know if he came out of his touchline area, or he went berserk on the referee. I don't know. Ozan, appreciate the super chat there with the laughing emojis. Yeah, you can't make this up. I've been all sitting there comfortably thinking, yeah, it's a routine win for Senegal, 2-0 up, no qualms at all. Then it was 2-1. I'm thinking, all right, cool, I'll get my prediction right. I'm happy with that. And now we got 2-2. Oh my God. Just about staying awake there, if I'm being honest with you. And the thing is, remember, Ozan, we did the extra time show with Paraguay and Germany the other day. And literally, it's like a 1 minute break. You don't even get much time to chill, have a like, you guys caught me eating my meal because I forgot to um turn my camera off as I was getting ready for the second half. So yeah, I'm thinking of getting myself another bowl of food right now, but I don't think I have time, so we'll have to wait and see now. Um, this World Cup has delivered epic Aussie performance. Yeah, Aussie's Wi-Fi missing that bar collar. Do you know what? That one I'm still annoyed about because I've not had that kind of issue since then. Oh my God, I thought Belgium were about to get the third goal. There's plenty of stoppage time, 7 minutes. Can you imagine if they get the third goal and progress to the next round? Comical Senegal conceding two straight goals. I'll be honest with you, they look a bit out of sorts right now. I think they've been shell shocked. I don't know how they're going to react here. I kind of see Belgium getting the third goal. Maybe that's me being hopeful here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they scored right now because they just look like a shell of themselves right now. But Belgium need to be ultra aggressive now. They really do. Turns the cross, keeper catches the ball there. Can't make this stuff up, can you? Go on, Lukaku. Mura Jr. Oh, but you have the ball right now. Intercepted by Lamine Kamara. Listen, if Belgium go through, they have to reward uh, Bakio and Lukaku starts from now on. They have to. And by I said, man, cheering on Lukaku. Yeah, man, someone's got to score that goal now. Listen, I'm cheering for anyone who gets the winning goal right now. Honestly, it's not even a preference. Just give me a decisive winner now. That's what I want. Senegal playing position football at the minute. And by go on and by go on and by. Unlucky. Oh, Morero with the ball up top. Lukaku's not chasing that easy. Come on now. Lukaku's trying to save his energy. He's got extra time to play for. And by oh, good shot there from Idris Gana Gay there. Decent effort, wasn't it? 12 have had it covered. Excuse me. Oz says, watch Aussie. Imagine if every World Cup knockout game, Aussie's streams will be extra time plus penalties. No, I hope not. Because now we're in the sort of the business end of the competition now, where winners have to be presented on the day. It's not about draws anymore. So that of course results to extra time and penalties. Oh, can he keep in play? He's cleared it for a throw in. Senegal can capitalize from this moment here. Bloody hell. The match is going to extra time now. Okay, let's pause that scoreline. Oh, oh God. Okay, fine. Um, I'm gonna grab myself a drink, and yeah, let's watch the extra time together and see what happens. So yeah, I'll be back very shortly, guys. The time has begun. I think Senegal made a change. They brought in Nicholas Jackson, so he will be the focal point of Senegal now. I think it was needed, to be fair. They did need a bit more of an instincting striker up top. Yeah. Oh, Lukaku. Heavy touch there. Mane gets the ball. Morera. Morera's a decent player. I like him for Belgium. Very quick, very direct, pacey in the dribble there. Oh, sorry, the changes weren't even made. It's because I saw them on the touchline. I thought they'd made a substitution, but it's not the case. Is Mane being taken off? I'm not sure about that one, to be honest with you. And you got Haj Malik Diouf as well coming on. He'll bring above energy and drive on that left hand side. Jacobs and Mane is being substituted. Good touch from Morel Jr. Oh, Tottenham also want to sign James Trafford. That sign actually makes a lot of sense. They've got Dubravka, but he's been signed as a backup keeper. And Vicario didn't have the best of seasons last season either. I think Trafford would be a good signing for them. A future England number one potentially. Yeah, interesting profile. Also, in the comments said, Bro Ozzy, since the Aztec Cup in 1966, Mexico has played 89 competitive, uh, in brackets, non-friendly matches in it and have only lost twice. What? Wow. 89 competitive matches and they've only lost twice since 1966. Wow. That sounds like the holy grail there. That they don't lose that often. Let's see what England can do. The stadium also sits 7,400 feet above sea level. Not good odds for England. No, it's not. These factors will definitely play a part in the game. So I'm intrigued to see what happens with England that day. There's Jackson on the run. Lukaku almost finding Trossard with the through ball. A nice ball to Trossard. Oh, tries to flick it back to Lukaku. Just a split second too early there. And to be not enough power in that flick either. That's Paul Lukaku. Unable to get a final touch there. If he did, I'm sure he would have hooked it over the keeper. Belgium looking like the most likely goal scorers, to be fair. Oof. So unlucky there. Lamine Kamara for Senegal. He's look energetic since he's come on. Due with the long ball blocked by looking back here. Oh, that's a terrible pass from Trossard. And by driving the ball, that's too much in the end. Flick two extra in that move. Got a couple more minutes before half time of extra time. That is the half time um of extra time. I was gonna say it's alright, Ozzy. Only 15 more minutes, didn't it? Yeah, 15 more minutes, and then we'll go into penalties. Penalties I don't mind. I always find penalty shootouts quite entertaining. It's just extra time. I always find extra time a bit boring because the players aren't, mentally going to push themselves too much. They're already tired from playing 90 minutes. So I always find that, where, if you can get rid of it, why not? But they still want to, keep it on board. And Both teams getting their final tactics together in terms of discussions. Okay, Eye of the Tiger in the background. They're definitely trying to motivate the players there. Two fans and two was the last time FIFA ever made the extra time golden goal rule. Aussie, remember South Korea, bro? It was crazy. Yeah, the golden goal was a bit mad. I guess it did make it a bit more exciting for the neutral. But I feel like if you're playing extra time, you gotta just have it as a normal playing field where if you score one, you got the chance to equalize. You know, if it's just you know lost goal wins, it's like playground football, isn't it? You don't, that's a bit more heartbreaking in that regard because you want to try and respond back when you concede a goal. So it was fun, but I don't feel like it was something that was going to be a long-lasting format. And yeah, it hasn't been the case, has it? So yeah. Speaking of Korea, you mentioned Korea. Have you seen the footage of the Korean team returning back to their homeland? They were getting booed and all sorts were settling. They were really annoyed about them returning so early from the competition. I'm not sure what they were expecting. I don't think they were thinking that they're going to win it or anything along those lines. But yeah, not the reception you would have expected. It was quite hostile in the airport. Second half of extra time has begun. So you don't even have time to even get a drink. That's how quick it was. Why can't the hydration breaks be like that? Of course, we all know. We all know the reason why, but shows you how obvious it is, isn't it? Imagine in 2030, Morocco, Spain, Portugal, FIFA bring 64 nations, four quarters, golden goal, and a run-up penalty shootout. Well, the run-up penalty shootout would be hilarious. But look, if there's more teams, it might give my homeland, Pakistan, a chance to get in there somehow. But yeah, 64 teams. Oh my God, can you imagine that? Raskin with the header there, not challenging the keeper with those type of efforts. Onana warming up on the sidelines there. Surprised he didn't start today. Not sure why he was omitted from the lineup. I was say, damn, that's right. That means there will be 12 teams from age to qualify. Yeah, exactly. It gives more teams opportunities to partake in the World Cup. And Pakistan have just about, got it together. We've had a lot of issues over the years in terms of corrupt footballing governing bodies in Pakistan. But now it's in a good place where I think we were banned from even being registered with FIFA. Now we're not. So we've got full support of FIFA in terms of our footballing ambitions. We recently just won a trophy. It was like a competition. It's the first time we won in like 70 years. We've got some decent players. We've got players from Denmark, Norway, from the UK. So, we've got players from all over the world, more so in Europe than not, that will be competing for a position. And look, our manager is Norberto Solana, former Newcastle legend there. So you never know. You never know. Maybe one day we'll get to see Pakistan in the World Cup. I think that would be amazing. What would it mean to hear the PK national anthem on the World Cup stage? I think it would be amazing. It would be because we're not really renowned for being a football nation. The closest that we get to being a part of World Cup is actually the footballs because they're produced in Pakistan. So the footballs are the only connection we have with the World Cup right now. Senegal almost getting the third goal there, and by good position, sliced the effort there. Needed a bit more weight on that shot. and a bit more curl, I would say as well. Also, the fact that Pakistan are playing negotiators and neutral parties to all major global conflicts right now. Yeah, we are. We're in the middle of trying to resolve the global conflict that's happening right now. Hopefully, it comes to a point where everything's all agreed and things go back to normality to an extent, and they stop fighting, so people can just continue to live their lives and not be affected by these narratives into having these sort of wars and stuff. We all know why America and these countries get into these sort of situations. But yeah, people aren't necessarily dying. In terms of the armies and the public as well. Well, it looks like we've got a bit of a i- issue here on the pitch. I think it's Morera. Seems to have landed very awkwardly. He isn't moving. Hopefully he's okay. I think he landed on the back of his head. So flat on the ground there, but from a decent height, that must be quite painful. You can get days from those sort of situations. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh no, he was headbutted. Okay, fine. So it's a clash of heads more than anything else. Those can be quite sore. It can lead to a bit of dizziness or concussion, but the player seems fine. Should be able to compete in due course. Obviously, if they go to Shawsey, hands down, Courtois is the better penalty stopper. 100%. He's one of the best in the world at penalties. So, and the Senegal goalkeeper, based on what he did in the latter stage of the game, I have too much confidence in him. Of course, if it was Edouard Mendy, I think he's a very solid penalty stopper as well, but he's not available today. So you have to put Belgium in favor of progressing. But we all know penalties are a bit of a lottery. We don't know who's going to win. So we'll have to wait and see. We don't have too long left. We've got about 9 minutes left. Nice pass. Papasa. Didn't release the ball in time there. But Senegal still have possession. Melissa is a shot. Good, decent left foot strike there. Straight at the keeper. Not bad effort. Decent pass there from Raskin, but slightly overplayed there. Gotta keep it simple. You can't just do long diagonals for the sake of it now. Gotta keep possession of the ball. Senegal driving the ball through Jackson on the right hand side. Good play from Jackson. Decent cross. Fiete makes the crucial block there. Corner kick for Senegal. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to recline my seat because it's just getting tired. Um, do you know what? Dew's got a good delivery on him. Left foot corner kick. Ah, hopefully, you guys can still hear me. Tielemans on the ball. I was gonna say 5 more minutes. Yeah, waiting in anticipation of the penalty. I don't see anyone scoring here. Let's have a look at the teams right now because we have an idea into who has the stronger penalty takers. Senegal substitute Mane, which is not ideal because he's a great penalty taker. Into the Belgium, Lukaku, he's good from the penalty spot. Lucky Bakio, potentially as well. Meunier, Meunier can take penalties. Moreira, I'm not too sure, but he looks like he's a technically good player. Onana has been brought in, so he could possibly take a penalty. And then you've also got Tielemans still around. Uh, Fiat maybe. But Tielemans, I will say, is a strong penalty taker in terms of Senegal. You've got Ndai, Mbai, Sarr, Nicholas Jackson. I mean, come on, I can take penalties. Ismail Assar, my assumption would be as well. So you probably give Belgium the edge if I'm being honest with you. But hey, you never know. You never know what would occur. Senegal would be over the moon if they were to win the penalty shootout after conceding two late goals and giving Belgium a bit of glimmer of hope, I guess. That's going to be intriguing to see what happens in the shootout. Well, I say that we still have a few minutes left. Well, the low cross. Oh, that's a fantastic cross. Oh, look at back here, hit the crossbar. Oh God, it's a penalty. That cross was fantastic from Morero on the right hand side. Let's have a look at it again. Beautiful low cross. Is that a pen? Let me have a look. Back here, it was weaker foot, I think. Slips the top of the crossbar. In terms of that being a foul, I don't think it is. I know no one got contact on the ball, but I think they were both just trying to slide in and get a touch of the ball rather than impeding one another. So I think it would be a bit harsh if this is a penalty. And that's considering that I want the game to conclude soon. I have to be honest, I don't think that was a penalty. Let's have a look from this angle. No, I don't think it was a clear cut foul. What's going on? They were play continue or he's saying everyone move out the way. He's not impressed with the closeness. Okay, the ref has been told to go to the monitor. Saeed Martinez. Interesting name there. Was he half Pakistani, half Mexican? That'd be interesting mix there. What's the ref gonna decide here? Saeed, we can't hear you. Wow, it's a penalty. Oh, I'm saying it's a pen. How do you bought this if you're Senegal, bro? Crazy. It's crazy. Only themselves to blame. Of course, this challenge, I don't think it's clear cut. I don't think that's a penalty personally. You're tuning up with 5 minutes to go. It's your own fault. Yeah, it's true. Sold it to you. Yeah, well, the thing is that's when experience plays a part. I don't think that's a pen. I think that's very harsh. Thing is, neither player touched the ball, and it wasn't because of that foul that denied the player. It was just that they both missed it, if that makes sense. That's so embarrassing. Wow, Sis got a little elbow to the stomach and just fall down like he got shot. How embarrassing. Just send him off for that alone, honestly. Grown ass man dropping to the ground like that makes no sense. Okay, Tielemans is going to set to take the penalty. He's only really good at penalties, especially for Villa and Leicester City as well prior to that. And Anderlecht, to be fair. Tielemans, nice finish there from Tielemans. Can you believe it? Looks like they may have snatched the winner there. No penalty shootouts at the minute. I think they'll be able to play another minute or two, and then that'll be it. So that could be the final kick. Also, in the comments says Senegal fans asking for the team to walk off the pitch to protest this injustice to Aussie AFCON style. No, they can't do that. I think if they were to walk out, then the game gets forfeited and the opponent wins. So they can't do stuff like that. Cool and calm from Tillemans there. Senegalese fans looking very distraught. Understandably. Still think they've got another chance to have a crack on goal. Ah, it was that. So the shot high and wide. Oh, there should be free kick. Oh, okay, let's have a look at the penalty. Well executed by Tillemans right in the top bins. No chance for the keeper at all. So I got Bruin playing the final third. Ah, took too long there to release the ball. They should just play along now, honestly. Crosshair from Diouf. Nope. Looking back here. Herrera. No need to commit that foul there. Play wasn't going to go anywhere. Heavy touch. No need for that foul. Now you've given Senegal a set piece opportunity. I think this is the final kick. What can Senegal produce here? Kaku makes the clearance. I mean, tomorrow and by Poor delivery there from the winger. I think that's it. Morera. Oh, great turn of pace there. Come on, he's got to do better there in the final pass. And by on the left hand side, this could be the last attack for Senegal. Oh, great pass. Oh, oh, handball. Is it a pen? Oh, it's a free kick. Oh, it's a free kick. Oh, that could have been a penalty there. Abasa, the Tottenham midfielder. Oh, poor free kick there. High and over the bar. And that is the final whistle. Can you believe it? Senegal were trailing 2-0 until the 85th sort of minute, and they managed to get two goals on a bounce to equalize, took it to extra time, and eventually got the winner through a penalty. Controversial, as I don't think it was clear cut, but the Belgians would not care less. They are now through to the next round in the round of 16. Great achievement for them because for me they were below par. They haven't been great so far in this tournament. Commiserations to Senegal, who definitely showed a good account of themselves, but I think complacency certainly played a part. They weren't focused in the latter stages for normal time, and of course an error in at the end of extra time as well. So yeah, it wasn't to be. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. A couple of comments from Ozan says, "What a game, Ozzy! Yeah, great game. All sorts of drama. I expect it to be a bit more one way, but yeah, it ended up being a good game altogether. Thanks for the coverage yet again. No, my pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate your engagement as always, Ozan. And thank you for the super chat, everyone, as well. Really appreciate that. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also shout out to Bonkers as well, who tweeted about Liverpool transfers earlier on today. In terms of upcoming shows, nothing scheduled for tonight. There's not much going around in terms of Liverpool transfers. So we might bring that back tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll gather some new rumors to discuss. Um, and we'll do some more watch alongs. Let me see what the schedule is for tomorrow, and I'll confirm with you guys what fixture I could be doing tomorrow. So we've got Spain versus Austria. That could be a potential watch along that I do tomorrow. And then on Friday it would be maybe Argentina versus Cape Verde. That's something that we could look into. But yeah, best thing to do, hit that notification bell so you know exactly what type of show and what time are we going live. And yeah, we'll take it from there. But thank you for tuning in. Take care, stay safe. I hope to speak with you all very, very soon. Goodbye.